Hi, this is Gail. Welcome. Today I'm working on one of Roxy's weekly challenges. This one, I can't remember the exact title, but it's scrap busting, basically. Taking your scraps of especially scrapbook paper and turning them into journaling cards and tags. And so I went ahead, took the liberty of making the journaling card shape and tag shapes. I actually pulled things to embellish them with, and I went ahead and on those that are tags, I put in the eyelet and the tab, if you will. So I also did most of the distressing, but I see I missed. So let's get that out of the way right away. And then we can get started. This way I'm hoping that I will get a lot done and not bore you to tears, okay? The size and shape of these was pretty much dictated by what I had left, and tried to keep the tag size and shape pretty much standard and or things that I know I will use at some point or hope to use at some point, I should say. Okay, so I have a piece of paper here that I'm going to use to do my gluing on. And let's get started. Okay, this is a used tea bag. I saved all of my tea bags and use those at some point generally. I do have a couple of projects in mind, so I have been saving up. I have some big ones, big square ones. I have a few round ones and some of the normal sized tea bags. And there was a lady that I used to watch, and she did a lot with tea bags. Her first name is Michelle. It's not Michelle Scott, I don't believe. I need to look her up because I haven't been getting notifications from her, and I love to see what she creates. She has done all kinds of things with her tea bags, so she's very, very creative. She makes pouches and purses, and of course, journals and all kinds of goodies with her tea bags. Oh, okay. And I thought this would be more interesting, going in that direction. So there we have it, little road runner there, and the back, I think that you could write over that and you could still use it for journaling. So there's tag 1 down. This is a journaling card. So let's see what I've got here to do first. Okay, looks like this needs to go down first. So, this is a piece of tissue. This I know came from some tissue that I saw someone on YouTube had found. And so I, of course, went out and snagged some of it. And I don't remember which way this was. Yeah, I think it was this way. Don't think it really matters too much. Let's get in there. That's better. Whoops. If I don't get it down quickly. You can see through it to the bottom level, which I love. And it doesn't really matter if there are wrinkles in it or not, in all honesty. And sticky, sticky. You know how much I hate that. Okay, here we go. More tea bag. Really hot and humid here today. I don't know about where you live. Pretty miserable out. And let's see, I'm going to put that down. But I want to get this down first. So, very, very humid. I went outside to feed my stray cats, and oh my goodness, it was so humid at 7 o'clock this morning. Pretty miserable, I will say. Okay, that's already pretty sticky. So, I am staying inside in the air, and I don't mind it a bit. But when I came in, I immediately started sneezing. I know when I lived in the country, this time of year was big goldenrod blooming time, which I am totally allergic to. And I know I do have a couple of those plants growing up as weeds in my front garden. So, don't know if that could have blown all the way to the back, or if maybe I have some that I haven't noticed in my backyard off the deck where the strays were fed. But, oh gracious, just miserable sneezing and coughing. Okay, now this is a sticker. And you'll have to pardon my hands because they are distressed because I worked earlier today gathering and prepping. Oh, how I hate getting these apart. Let's try this way. See if that's... Oops, there we go. Yay. Okay. So this is just pretty much going under there for some color. A little bit of color. And a little bit of interest. Okay. And I think that goes down there. I hope you're all well. Wonder what you're all working on right now. Some of the schools opened this week. The rest open next week. So, it will be hectic again. soon on the roads in the morning with buses running with school children. Okay, the only thing I want to do is just trim around these edges. And I know I distressed some on the front, but that back doesn't look like I did. Or else it's not showing up. I don't think I did. I must have forgotten. So there you have it. Good thing I'm double checking. Now, since these are journaling cards, I am not going to put a tab on them or anything. If I decide to do that later on, I will do so there. So there's that one. Okay, so that's 2 down. I'll do so when I go to use them. Okay, so roughly what it's gonna look like. So for this one, I need to get this down. Okay. So I'm sorry if I'm sounding nasally and huffy and puffy. Not much I can do about these allergies, that's for sure. Okay. And, oh yeah, that feels right up going that direction. Okay, so for right now, I'm just going to set it there. Because I want to get this ready. And I think we'll see, there we go, another side that has a tad sticky on it yet. So, I've been retired long enough that it doesn't bother me when school starts, and with everything that's been going on in the last year or so, I'm actually rather glad I'm not in the classroom teaching or trying to teach. Teachers are doing a fantastic job of doing double duty with not only preparing things for those students who are in class, but also for those who are learning from home. So it's a big deal. And my hat is off to them. It is hard enough just doing the regular job, let alone having to now provide lessons online as well. I've taught both before, and it's tough. It's really tough. So, let's see now. We have Wild at Heart. I'll be curious to see how well this glue stick holds this down. I may have to go back in with my Barely Art glue. So, I hope that's straight. There, it moves still. There, okay. And then these little tags I thought were kind of interesting. Okay, so this one, let's see what the back looks like. Yep, I did do that. So, okay. Moving right along. Let's do that one last. I just decided I didn't want to be going on and on for an hour or two doing not or two, but for an hour or so doing these. It's just too long. And people lose interest, I am sure. This one, I just really like this paper. And when the tag was cut, I just thought it looked really cool. So I feel like for this one, mainly, it's just a few pieces. So, these pictures, by the way, are from a book. It's a relatively small-sized book, maybe like a 3x5 or 4x5 or 4x6, small at any rate. And it's called Birds. And it just basically has pictures and where you can find them and that kind of information. So, to help you identify birds you might see in your yard or what have you. Let's see here. Oh, I want that bird on there. All the way. Yeah. Getting really sticky fingers. Okay. Alrighty. Then we have this. The next Roxy's challenge, the couple of people that I have watched ended up putting it into 2 videos because it's creating a master board and then making journaling cards and tags from that. It's taking like a bland master board and making it interesting with doilies and doily pictures and that kind of thing. Or doily printables, I should say. Is that where I wanted that? I think so. These have been glossy accented. So, okay, so here's this one. And again, the back is this pattern, which I think is fine for then writing. You can see the back of this one. I just swirled around my distress tool, and it's music paper on this side. And I'm going to get rid of that because it's pretty sticky. And we're going to put this down. This was actually on a roll, like you would find for making wreaths and that back in that section. And I think Hobby Lobby or someplace like that. And it's like tissue or parchment paper. And it had the wire on it, but I took the wire off. And it's kind of difficult to use in that the darker side is what you would consider to be the back, the way they had it on the wire. And yet the printing, the words, if you have to use the back for the words to be in the proper, not to be backwards. So, I thought that was rather different. So, anyway, but I have that roll, and I have another one that I've used as well that I really like. So, sometimes things, can be used in a multitude of ways. So, let's try not to stick this together, Gail. Alrighty then. Oops, I think I got a little, yep, I did. Get that bubble out of there. There we go. Have to go in and fix dinner in a few minutes. Pork chops, baked potatoes, and green beans. So, okay. And now, let's get this one ready. Oops. Gotta get everything on here. There. I just felt like it was too much. All that music and the pictures were lost in it. It was way too busy with that just as the sole background. So I felt like this softened the music somewhat. So that's why I did what I did there. Okay. Okay. And this, which again has been glossy accented. Okay, now I'm not sure where I had in mind for this. I think it probably over here to balance it out, huh? Makes sense to me. Hope it makes sense to you. Okay. Okay, let's clean up the edges. Now, I have a bunch more of these cut out. I'll show you those in a second. Ugh, if I can get the stickiness off of my hand. Just doesn't want to go. Okay, there we go, hopefully. Alrighty. And there's this one. I think maybe I better maybe go over the edges where I put those papers on, right? Okay, now, so here's this one, and this trim reminds me of a seam binding. I found some trim, so I went down in my basement craft room. I found some trims that I haven't taken a look at in a long time, so I thought it would be fun to use them here. So there's this one. There's this one. There's this one. There's this little one with the Roadrunner, who is inspiring us to keep on going. And this trim also is one of those that I found downstairs, and you can't tell, but this is like actually stitched all the way through like a thread. Okay, and then there's this one. Alrighty, so there you have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They were already prepped and ready to go. But that is Roxy's weekly challenge. So find your joy and follow that joy. And get out there and create, make smart, have some fun. And please stay safe and stay healthy. And until next time, bye-bye.